We have another set of really good presentations coming up this afternoon. As Michael said, we will be switching up our format just a tad for a couple of our students who cannot be here in their physical being, although they are here in spirit, and we'll have one of them on the conference phone. So at the end of this presentation, I will ask anyone who has questions if they could please make their way up to the front, and you'll see we have one end of the speakerphone here. So if you have a question, we need you to come up so you can ask the question so that our speaker can actually hear your question and then respond over the speakerphone. And I will be standing up at the front, pushing the buttons to make the Prezi go. So just so you know, we'll be starting with 3 of our BA students. So Anne-Marie Urquhart. Lynn, did I pronounce her last name correctly? Urquhart? Yes? Okay. We'll find out. Anne-Marie can introduce yourself. Oh.
Hi, it's Anne-Marie.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the School of Public Health and Social Policy. Kathy will take over.
Sure. Hi, Anne-Marie. I'm Kathy Worthington. I'm one of the faculty members. I'm looking at the phone as I speak to you. I'm up at the front of the podium. I have your Prezi ready. I have introduced you to the group, so I will just once again say welcome back to everybody, or welcome for those who are joining via webcast. Our speaker for the first 5 minutes of this afternoon is actually at home, and I'm going to be standing up here like a ventriloquist's dummy, moving her slides forward. So just a reminder, Anne-Marie, that I will need you to tell me when you want me to push the button, because I will.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And you can get started anytime.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. I'm nothing like a Scottish accent and a television or telephone presentation to make everyone concentrate on a Friday afternoon. I'm sorry I can't be here in person, but thanks to Lynn, Joan and Carmel and Kathy, I can still present today. I have been watching, and I'd like to congratulate all the students on their presentations. Okay, my name is Anne-Marie Urquhart, and I'm a student in the BA programme. Slide 2, please, overview. My case focuses on building relationships and capacity with marginalised lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning and two-spirit high school youth. Slide 3, the organisation. My practicum is based at Alexandra Neighbourhood House in Surrey, whose mission is to promote and nurture healthy communities via the provision of services using a grassroots approach. A variety of innovative programmes and events that embrace diversity and inclusivity are delivered to all ages and prioritise those who may be marginalised. Slide 4, please, the practicum. Alex House has provided me with the opportunity to begin coordinating and planning a youth conference, which will be the first of its kind in Surrey for LGBTQ2S youth, the purpose of which is to facilitate connections between youth concerned with issues of inclusion, to share relevant information and strategies for mobilising youth and their allies to advocate for inclusion and equity in schools and other public amenities, to connect with service providers and resources to assist them in developing such strategies, and for the conference to act as a catalyst to develop a community-wide framework to advance LGBTQ2S services and resources south of the Fraser. Surrey is the largest school district in BC with approximately 72,000 students enrolled in 123 schools through Surrey and White Rock, 19 of which are secondary schools. Although positive action is taking place and there is enthusiasm and willingness to address many issues concerning these youth, gaps remain that need to be addressed. Slide 5, please, the case. I chose to focus my case on building relationships and capacity among youth as they plan their conference as major stakeholders. The aim is to focus on the engagement and mobilisation of youth in a decision-making process that will have a positive effect on their future. Slide 6, please, Roots. Preparation has been a major part of this case to date and has incorporated core PHSP values. In order to engage youth in capacity building, it's necessary to understand the background from a broad and societal perspective as to how these issues have arisen and reflect on how social change can be brought about. I have learned from visits to Gay Straight Alliance high school groups that many of the issues concerning youth relate to homophobic comments from their peers at school and from the public at large. The recent implementation of an anti-homophobic policy by the school district has been embraced by some, but not all schools. The new policy created a backlash from some parent and family groups who are appalled by its inclusion in schools. Such evidence has been demonstrated by feedback from students. Their concerns include low levels of self-esteem and self-confidence, anxiety and its physical manifestations, and the promotion of bullying and harassment, and in some cases that they have known leading to suicide. In addition, many youth who have either come to recognise their sexual orientation, are in denial, or are still questioning, feel that they have no one and nowhere to turn to for support. Surrey is the most culturally diverse city in BC, and practising cultural safety and competence involves recognising that diversity, being ethical and practising positionality, in order to effectively engage with the groups in a culturally safe environment. Networking has been a major part of preparation and finding partner agencies who could commit to the project and become facilitators for youth and connecting with youth themselves. Slide 7, relationships don't just happen. The approach to building relationships and capacity with youth has been to tread gently, and this is an area that has worked very well. For example, I have connected with youth via school GSA group leaders who they trust and feel comfortable with, which has been far more productive than reading a poster about a conference. Creating a safe zone where all youth feel comfortable and without fear of harassment or discrimination is paramount in building trusting relationships within the groups. Slide 8, please, core. We are gently supporting youth in building capacity. The aim is that planning the conference will begin a process whereby the youth take ownership of that process, recognise their strengths and assets, harness their potential and drive change towards empowerment, sustainability and well-being. Slide 9, blossoming, please. Bringing these youth together to plan their conference addresses the social determinants of health as they come to realise their potential, strengths and value, which increases self-esteem, self-confidence and promotes well-being. Slide 10, fruits of labour, please. We are not at this stage yet as the conference has been postponed until fall. This is something that perhaps hasn't worked as well as everything takes longer than expected, but the preparation has been thorough and this is what we're hoping will happen with the conference. Slide 11, please, Catalyst for Change. Long-term vision of youth space that, like a tree, provides strength, protection, support and shelter while they realise their vision. What began as a plan for youth conference has developed into the conference having the potential to act as a catalyst to facilitate and realise a long-term vision of support and empowerment for LGBTQ2S youth that will bring about social change by eliminating homophobia, resulting in strong relationships and a capacity to ensure that all youth can enjoy optimum physical, mental, emotional and spiritual health and celebrate their LGBTQ2S identity. Slide 11, please, references. Slide 12, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. And now I'm going to ask anyone who has a question for you to please come up to the front so you can actually hear their question. No, they have to
just quickly say thank you as well, please. I'd just let you read the quote, and I would just like to quickly acknowledge the support of my supervisor, Neil Fernyhow, all my professors and fellow students here at UVic, but in particular Lynn, Joan and Betty. Your support is very much appreciated. And on a very quick personal note, I would quickly like to thank my husband, 2 sons, my parents and friends for their love and support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Lynn, of course, has a question for you.
Thank you.
Hello, Anne-Marie.
Hi, Lynn.
It's lovely to hear your voice. So could you possibly give... Oh, I'm being mic'd twice. How scary. Okay. Could you give an example of a way in which you have been able to be yourself and still build bridges with people who might find differences between you and them weird?
Lynn, I can't hear you very well. I'm sorry.
You've got the quote.
Sorry.
It's not working. Can you come up and just speak into the... We're getting her to come up to talk to the main speakerphone. She's almost here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Thank you.
So on this last slide, you have the Leander Wright quotation, which is, of course, one of my favorites because it's about being weird, about finding differences being weird. Yeah. And I wanted to know if you could give an example of one of the no doubt many ways in which you have built that bridge between the people with whom you've worked and yourself?
Okay. Well, I think you've taught us a lot throughout the course about positionality and intersectionality, and that's been a huge part of self-reflection on, as part of the research and the preparation, and I think basically just trying to connect with the groups. I've gone into the high schools, I've gone to the GSA groups, and we've spoken, and there's been huge enthusiasm for these groups, and there's so many partner agencies that are interested and enthusiastic about this project. So there are lots of allies, and there are lots of youth that are really interested in doing this. And I think it's a really important project, and I think it's about educating people. I was very surprised when there was a backlash from some of the parents and the anti-homophobic policy, and I think that's a huge issue that has to be addressed. But I think there are many people that are more than happy to try and bridge these gaps, and I think we have to, as you say, close the gaps really.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. If you're watching us on the webcam now, can I just get everybody to do like a wave? Everybody say hi. Everybody say hi to Anne-Marie there. And thank you so much. And I'll ask Carmel to come up now and disconnect us and help Nina get started. Bye, Anne-Marie. I hope you get to stay on the webcam.
Okay, thank you very much, and good luck to the other meeting students. Thank you.
Is that? Got it? Okay.